ksgw.com.
A mostly cloudy good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, along with Matthew Lester, watching the snow showers and snow flurries come down. As we go through the remainder of the day, we're going to continue to see the snow showers. We've got quite a strip of snow that's all the way back into Iowa, southern sections of Minnesota, and also southern portions of Wisconsin, northern Illinois. All the activity is moving almost right straight due east. So it doesn't look like we're going to see much of a let up. We might get a pause for a few minutes, a half hour or so, and then that's going to be about it. We'll continue to see the stream of snow move across the area as we go into the mid to late afternoons before things finally begin to break up a little bit. And then it'll be more of a snow shower, snow flurry activity until we get into later after sunset, when things will begin to move out. The low pressure system, the culprit of all of that, has been drifting across Indiana. It's now moving into the extreme west side of Ohio. And as we go into the afternoon hours, it's going to scoot over by, I want to say New York State, central New York State. And eventually we'll see more of an easterly wind and then a northeasterly wind tonight. The nice thing about this particular system is we haven't had the wind associated with it, certainly nothing like we have been seeing lately. And as a result, the visibility is not a major issue. The snow coming down, yes, it is restricting some visibility, but you should be able to get where you want to go. The key to everything, obviously, is give yourself a lot more time to get there, simply because you do need the road crews to be able to work and keep everything from really getting icy. Fortunately for us, we haven't seen any bitter cold temperatures to generate this precipitation into more of a frozen precipitation. Matthew, what do we have right now on the thermometer?
Yeah, so over at the airport, we have light snow at 28. Over at Midland, we have light snow at 29. Here at Radio Center, we have light snow at 27. We have east winds at 10 miles per hour, and our pressure's at 30.22, and it's falling.
And as we said, as we go into the afternoon, we will begin to see that wind change in direction, become much more northeasterly. But again, not a factor. If the wind was stronger, we'd be getting some lake effect activity on top of all of this, which obviously would create a major snow event. Many forecasters taking a look at snow depths, projecting snow depths that so far are pretty much right on line. I don't think we're going to see the 6, 7, or 8 inches that some isolated spots were projected to get. A lot more along the lines of 3 or possibly 4 by the time the day is all done. Snow depths that we have been seeing in the 1 to 2 inch area, that's been about it. We have had a couple of reports of more than that. If that occurred, it occurred over on the west side of the state, where we did see a few locations looking at snow depths of about 3 inches or so, case in point being Muskegon. We have had some unofficial reports in the Midland area of more than 3 inches. So isolated spots, even down in the Ann Arbor area. We're hearing some reports of more than 3 inches of snow as of a couple of hours ago. That the majority of the activity in southern Michigan is along and north of the I-94 corridor. But still, if you are going to be traveling toward Indiana, you are going to continue to see snow through a good portion of the day and into the evening hours tonight. Northern Michigan, other than the Grayling-Gaylord area, which we have had some reports of more than 3 inches, and Sault Ste. Marie has had more than 4. Those have been the exceptions to the rule. What's going to be happening? Well, as I said, we're going to be looking at a high temperature right around the freezing mark of 32, looking for a low tonight of 24. Sun will set this evening at 7:52, rise tomorrow morning at 7:33. Still continuation of clouds, flurry activity tonight. It will become a little bit more sunny as we move into the day tomorrow. We're going to start off with some clouds, but tomorrow should be a mostly sunny day. But because of a high pressure system over the upper peninsula, it's going to keep our temperatures chilly. We'll call it 34 for a high tomorrow and 18 for a low tomorrow night. One of the cooler evenings that we will see as we roll into the tail end of the month of March. Now, on Sunday, we're going to be looking at a sunny start, 38 for a high, but then clouds will be moving in as we go into the afternoon. And then Sunday night, there is going to be the chance of some precipitation after sunset and especially after midnight on Sunday night. 38 will be our high, 29 will be our low. We're going to see some freezing rain on Sunday night, close to midnight, turning into snow, but it is going to be a widespread. Low pressure system over Colorado, Wyoming will be forming early on Sunday morning, and it will affect our weather by Sunday evening and into the day on Monday. We're going to be looking at snow in Wisconsin and Iowa by Sunday afternoon and Sunday night. All that activity, though, will be mostly rain for us because that low will be moving up into Canada to the west of Michigan. It's going to put us on the warm side of things and the wet side of things. Best chance of precipitation on Monday, though, is going to be Monday night. We'll have 52 for a high on Monday and 49 for a low on Monday night. So that's indicative of what we're going to be seeing as we move into the work week next week. Tuesday, 56 for a high, 36 for a low. Pretty good chance of shower activity. Very heavy in the Tennessee Valley on Tuesday. We're not going to see any heavy precipitation here. It'll all be wet. It'll all be rain. Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to be pretty much precipitation free with temperatures in the mid to upper 40s. That is a look at the weather as we see it for right now. Before we get to our markets in Chicago, Matthew, who do we have on tap?
Up next, we have Steve Anderson from Baird & Co. Mr. Steve, how are you doing today?
I am doing just dandy. How about you?
Hey, we're doing great, and hopefully the New York markets are doing dandy. We've seen some pretty high peaks lately.
Yes, we have. Now, we're not seeing another one today. We're getting a little bit of a sell-off in a mixed market. Dow Jones Industrial Average is down 173, putting it at 39,608 on volume of 231 million shares. NASDAQ, though, is up a point at 16,404, and that's on volume of 316 million shares.
And the tip of the day as we wrap up this Friday, what do you think?
Well, we're wrapping up Friday, but we're not wrapping up tax season yet. And I keep harping on this because this is something that's either very high on people's, front of mind type problems, or it will be. And so I'd rather give you guys a boot right now instead of trying to pick up later. Do make certain that you have all of the odds and ends. I had one of my CPA buddies says, make sure that they bring all their ducks and geese with them this time, will you? And so do that. Look at old returns, go through all your statements, make sure things have been sent. Call your firms if you think, gee, I might be missing a statement or a year-end report from so-and-so, and get that in, get the numbers out there so that you can figure out what you owe your uncle. And if you get it done and get it done right, no worries for next year. And also you could start planning right now for next year's taxes by just looking at your streams of income, where you want them to come from, and you can have a pretty good long talk about that.
Yeah. Good advice. And Steve, you're one of the folks we probably should be talking to. How do we get a hold of you?
Absolutely. You can call us right here at Baird and Company. Number is 989-790-5724. Midland, it's 989-839-9035. You can ask for any of the reps that you're working with. And I think I've mentioned it before. We do tax reviews and tax analyses, so you could drop by and bring in last year's tax return, and we will take a look at it for you.
Hey, that's good to know. Steve Anderson, have a nice weekend, okay?
I shall. You too. I guess we're not going to be shoveling too long, so.
No. Mother Nature will take care of it. Yeah, right.
Good.
Okay.
All right.
Talk to you later. Steve Anderson over at Baird and Company. We're going to take a break here, and then Matthew, who are we going to be talking to?
Up next, we have Gary Kaufman from Star of the West, and we also have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
Hey, there you go. The weather report has been brought to you today by the folks at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
Nutrient Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrient Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrientagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound-up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain. They want to remind you that they're ready to go. Good selection of Sure Crop and Nature's products to help you increase your yields, and also the expertise from Vic Huffer over at Freeland Bean and Grain. He's a certified crop advisor there. They've been serving folks since 1983, and serving you is their business. Freeland Bean and Grain. We say good morning to Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. And Gary, I don't know if we needed the moisture or not, but I know we certainly didn't need the snow.
No, what's the old saying? March came in like a lamb, and now it's going out like a lion.
It's working at it pretty good, I'll tell you.
There's a little roar going on out there today for sure. So
I guess any roar going on in Chicago?
Well, it's like a standard week here, Terry. It's kind of mixed markets again. You got a couple negatives and a positive, and that's kind of the way the whole it's been choppy trade, kind of just back and forth all week. As we get ready for that stocks report and planning intentions report next Thursday at noon. So a lot of position squaring potentially already starting for that report, Terry. May soybeans, we had a nice 2-day rally here, but today we're taking a little profit, it looks like, in the bean market, and corn's a little bit lower, and actually wheat just turned higher here in the last 20, 30 minutes or so. It was negative all morning, but currently we have cash wheat up 4, Terry, at 541 on the white, 451 on the red. New crop is also up 4 at 561 on the white, 481 on the red. Cash corn currently down 2 at 359. New crop is also down 2 at 410. Cash soybeans taking the beating today, down 18 at 1109, and new crop is down 17 at 1107, Terry.
It'd be nice if we could kind of sell some of this stuff, wouldn't it?
Yeah, actually corn's been, corn had another nice week of export sales, and they're probably, I think I read somewhere they're about 9% ahead of what the USDA forecast is. Unlike soybeans, we're down about 19% on our export sales on beans compared to last year. Again, no weather issues in South America. Argentina seems to be pretty close. Of course, Argentina's got a much larger crop this year than they did last year. Brazil looks like they're about 70% done on bean harvest. So We'll watch the end of that bean harvest. We'll continue to watch the South America weather, and we'll continue to watch export sales as we move forward into that report next week. So
Yeah, big report too.
it is indeed. Yep, it's one of the top three, I would say. So
I think so. Gary, you have a nice weekend. We'll talk to you again Monday.
I will, and you do the same. Thanks, Terry.
Thanks, Gary. Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining us right now. The Market Report brought to you by Schaefer and Beerline. Looking for that new Ram 1500? How about a Ram heavy-duty pickup, a ProMaster van, or a Ram commercial truck? And you want to buy with confidence from a business link dealer that knows what customer satisfaction truly is. Well, that business link dealer is Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth, where family and service sells cars. And by Thumb Bank, serving the needs of agriculture since 1895. 13 locations now in the Thumb and the Great Lakes Bay region to better serve you. Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust. Doug Klein, good morning.
Well, good morning.
What do you think?
Hey, cocoa hit a new high, all-time high, $9,000 a ton.
Really?
There you go.
Well, there goes your hot chocolate for a bargain.
Right? There
Yeah.
you go. Blame it on Starbucks, I guess. I don't know, but yeah. So that's what's going on. No new lows on the other commodities. That's good. Building a base. No new highs on the stock markets, obviously. A little bit down, but this is the best week so far this year for the stock market. So there's a bit of optimism out there. Reddit came out yesterday, pretty hot, up about 40% or more on the IPO, and then Trump's social media company, Digital World, came out. They came out today, went public, whatever today. They came via a special purpose acquisition corporation, a SPAC, and so the SPAC is up about 200% in the last year. I don't know. I don't know how to read that, but basically Trump has plenty of money if he wants to pay off that whatever $500 million judgment or whatever that he's got dealing with that state that we won't even mention their name. So here are your numbers. The May corn is $4.39 down a penny and a half. The July corn is $4.52 down 1 3/4. The May soybeans, $11.94 down 17.5. July soybeans, $12.07 down 18 3/4. May wheat, $5.53.5 up 6 3/4, and July wheat, $5.67 3/4 up 5 3/4. So crude oil still not going higher, not coming down much, but is at 80.87 down 20 cents. Heating oil is $2.64.63 down a half a penny. Gasoline is $2.71.46 up 1/4 penny. Natural gas is $1.81 that's down 1.8 cents. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, US dollar buys $1.3597 Canadian, that's up 70 ticks. The dollar buys 151.35 yen, down 26 ticks. The euro's at 108.12, down 48 ticks. Dollar's at 104.36. That's been on a tear lately, up 36 ticks. Gold and all the precious metals, all the metals for that matter, are going down. Gold's at 2169.80, down 14.90 an ounce. Silver's 24.76, down 12 cents. Platinum's at 901, down $12, and copper's sitting at 401 a pound. That's down about a nickel.
Okay.
Yeah, that's been pretty hot lately.
Yeah, it has. Yeah. I'm kind of surprised it's down just a little, but hey, what goes up must come down, right?
Yeah, that's a fairly thin market and can be manipulated by trillionaires just buying up all available supply. They just go to their broker and say, yeah, how much you got?
Yep.
Whatever.
There
I'll
it is.
take it. $6 billion, you got it.
Yeah. Doug, you have of course, if that judge in that state that we don't want to talk about decides what the value is of that, you can buy it for pennies on the dollar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. You have a nice weekend, Doug. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. All week we've been celebrating agriculture, National Agriculture Week. We've been we've been talking to Cindy Young with Brownfield about some reasons why we should be looking at agriculture and saluting it. Well, our broadcasts this week have been brought to you by the folks at Steiner Tractor, new parts for old tractors, Star of the West, keeping the valley growing since 1870, and the Rummel Insurance Agency of Saginaw, Frankenmuth, and Caro, where farming is a personal visit and a personal business as well. Cindy Young now files her final report.
It's easy to take agriculture for granted in America. Hello, everyone. I'm Cindy Young with Brownfield Ag News. Our food is readily accessible and safe. For this, we're unbelievably fortunate, but that doesn't mean we do not have an obligation to recognize how it's made possible. We rely on agriculture for the very necessities of life, from beef and pork to cotton and corn. Agriculture is working harder than ever to meet the needs of Americans and others around the world. National Agriculture Week is a good time to reflect and be grateful for American agriculture. For more than 40 years, National Agriculture Week has served as a time for recognizing agriculture's role in American life, and that's certainly an achievement worth celebrating.
Did you know that spring is usually the biggest car and truck shopping season? I'm Steve Cook from Cook Chevrolet, inviting you to get a head start with these fantastic offers. First, with over 80 Silverado crew cabs, that's right, one of the largest inventories of pickups in Michigan. Take your pick, starting from only $299 a month. Second, Blazers are now available for as little as $289 a month. And last but not least, the Chevy Equinox starts at just $209. That's Cook Chevrolet M15 Top of the Hill in Vassar. Silverado's $299, Blazers $289, and Equinoxes just $209 a month. Check us out today.
Payments based on GM employee and family lease, 10,000 miles per year, and includes all rebates. $2,000 cash down plus all upfront fees due at signing. For all our great deals, call toll free or visit us on the web at cookchevysuperstore.com. Chevy, together let's drive.
Along with me right now, Kim Weiss over at Lingle Equipment. And Kim, let's not talk about snow blades, okay?
No, Terry, I put them in the back burner. But this week we did get in 2 Kubota RTV 520s. That's the smallest version of our utility vehicle. We got one in with a cab and one without. And Kubota's looking at that homeowner, that rancher, that farmer that's driving around the farm with a golf cart. Maybe it's time to upgrade to something 4-wheel drive, and number 2 with a box on the back that you can haul, whether it be a hoe or a bale of straw, a bale of hay, or whatever you need to haul around the farm. Or if you're just a homeowner and want to use it to haul some dirt around, they're a great little machine. It's 17 horsepower gas engine, variable speed hydro transmission. They got the worksite tires, the steel wheels, and of course the dump bed on it. I've got 2 of them, the one without the cab here in the showroom that you can come and see it. And they got variable rates of financing, but it can be a payment of as low as $164 a month. Come on in and see us right here alongside I-75, just south of the Zilwaukee Bridge off the Washington Road exit. Or give me a call at 989-754-7801, and I'll send you out the information or get you the information. You can do it also by email at k.weiss, W-E-I-S-S, at lingle1.com.
You have a great weekend, Kim.
You too, Terry. The snow will be over before you know it, and spring will come. Go Tigers.
And the Tigers start on Thursday. Kim
That's
Weiss.
right, in the windy city of Chicago.
Oh, yeah. Well, one win for sure, right?
Yep.
There you go. Kim Weiss at Lingle Equipment. Speaking of Kubota, I don't know if Chuck Servinsky's in his Kubota right now. Chuck is with Maple Hill Nursery, and you've been working this morning.
Yeah, we're just wrapping up. It's melting off nicely. We got about 2.5 inches over here in Midland, but it's not that bad.
No, and I'll tell you, it's been spring at Maple Hill. A lot of folks have been coming in, taking a look and buying that outdoor furniture.
Yeah, that's quite a large department for us, and we've got, of course, Pollywood and Al Fresco home. Lots of new items that have come in the last couple of weeks, but the showroom is definitely stocked and full, and days like today are perfect days to come on out and take a look.
It is kind of interesting because, we're talking a good selection, but if there's something that you're really looking for, you better get in there because you're really rolling a lot of inventory out as well as coming in.
Yes, and lead times right now are not too bad for orders. We're looking at about 8 to 10 business days on Pollywood, and that's not bad, but we fully expect that to go up as the weather gets nicer.
And you're located where, Chuck?
We're at 2672 Northeast Road. That's about a mile and a half north of the Midland Mall. On side of the
All right. You have a nice weekend, Chuck. We'll see you next week.
Okay.
All righty. Chuck Serbinsky, Maple Hill Nursery over in Midland. Matthew, do we have Stephanie on the line?
Yes, we do.
Stephanie Zelenko with AgriLiquid. And Stephanie, producers had a chance to do a few things. Now they're taking a break, I would assume.
I believe so. We had a couple of nice days. I saw some guys out working ground, but now we're back to winter again, even though it's officially spring.
So what should we be telling our growers right now?
Really a whole lot hasn't changed, but I think the biggest thing I noticed, I attended a couple of meetings over the last 3 weeks. And number one, I'm surprised that people aren't showing up. There's been really low attendance compared to normal. And I think that's because guys are hesitant to make those final decisions and they don't want to be forced to buy. So if that's you guys and you haven't made those decisions, we're quickly running out of time. So start thinking about finalizing what you need for fertility and crop inputs and make those decisions and purchases.
Good suggestions. Stephanie, you have a nice weekend, okay?
You too.
All righty. Stephanie Zelenko with AgriLiquid.
We could try to explain what it feels like to get your work done on a John Deere. The way a Z-Track mower finishes in half the time you thought it would. How easily soil gets moved with a 1 Series tractor. Or how it feels to tow up to 4,000 pounds behind a Gator XUV. But if you really want to know what it's like to run with us, you just have to get in the seat.
Contact one of Tri-County Equipment's locations in Auburn Hills, Bad Axe, Birch Run, Burton, Caro, Fenton, Lapeer, Marlette, Reese, Saginaw, or Sandusky, or visit Tri-County Equipment online at tricountyequipment.com.
Farm Service has been brought to you today by the folks at Sure Crop. They offer a wide variety of liquid crop nutrient products, premium starters, micronutrients, biostimulants, and foliars that are farmer tested, proven, and trusted across a wide range of crops and geographies. Get a hold of Kurt Fisher, 989-289-2134, and ask him whatever you'd like to know about Sure Crop fertilizers. Back at 12:30, now we conclude with the playing of our national anthem.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. I'm Steve Kathan. A 2-week search for a missing college student in Nashville is over. CBS's Stacy Lynn.
A barge company discovered a body in the Cumberland River this morning.
As they were removing an object from the river, they noticed what appeared to be Riley Strange.
Nashville Police Chief John Drake.
We've confirmed that it is Riley Strange.
The 22-year-old disappeared while on a fraternity trip there and was last seen March 8th, shortly after being kicked out of a bar.
There are no signs of foul play at this time.
At the United Nations today, American Ambassador Linda Thomas Greenfield pushed for passage of a U.S.-sponsored resolution calling for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza.
By adopting the resolution before us, we can put pressure on Hamas to accept the deal on the table.
But it was vetoed by Russia and China. Secretary of State Blinken is in Israel, continuing to make the case for a ceasefire deal.
We've gotten it down to a few remaining gaps, but the closer you get to the goal line, the harder that last yard is. So there are some hard issues to work through.
Russia attacked electrical power facilities in much of Ukraine today, including the country's largest hydroelectric plant. The House has just approved a $1.2 trillion package of spending bills before the shutdown deadline. The Senate's up next, says CBS's Nicole Killian.
There's a lot of consternation on both sides. It's up to the Senate to figure out how quickly they can take this measure up as well.
2 storm systems figure to cause problems into the weekend. Odyssey meteorologist Craig Allen keeping track.
One is bringing snow to portions of the upper Midwest high plains as well as into the Great Lakes region. The other is down across the Gulf Coast with rain and thunderstorms and some very heavy amounts of rain, a large supply of moisture down across the southern states.
What goes 65 miles an hour in the air to satisfy a fast food craving? CBS's Jim Crisula's got the answer.
People in Christiansburg, Virginia can now get a Baconator on the fly. Wendy